Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, Chapter 96. When we last left our heroes, the pretend wedding ceremony, went up and running. There was a few little mishaps. Erica arrived in both a European-style dress and a white European-style dress, which, it was a weird little bit. And then we had I, who announced her arrival via concert, singing a song about jealousy, no subtlety with I whatsoever. Erica and Hiro quickly kind of made up. It sort of felt initially like Erica's move was kind of, a getting back at Hiro for like this step ahead in the relationship drama. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a genuine accident that felt kind of weird for Erica. I was absolutely being petty. Everyone knows I was being petty. But anyway, after that, the wedding gets off. Erica and I are in attendance. The photos are being taken. Hiro and Nagi are right about to kiss to sort of end the pretend wedding. When who should arrive but Sachi, saying, "Please don't take my big brother from me." Oof. Y'all know how I feel about Sachi and all this stuff. But that's just a big oof. Anyway, 96th foul, one day I'll become an adult too. Our picture here is of Sachi lying on the couch holding on like a Shoba, throw pillow. Sachi's appearance causes a commotion at the event. The pretend wedding ceremony takes an unexpected turn. And we open just where we left off with Sachi declaring, "Don't take him away from me, not my big brother." And everyone's just sort of stunned. Hiro's just, I think this is actually Nagi's line, "Sachi?" And Erika turns back, "Sachi-chan?" And Sachi seems really into it. She's openly weeping. "Not Nagi. Give him back." And Nagi's just confused. What's going on? And Erika turns to Nagi. "Don't tell me she thinks that Nagi-kun is getting married for real. But shouldn't she have read the bit in the letter that reveals it was all a pretend wedding ceremony, right? Is she just stupid?" And Nagi's just stunned. "Huh?" And Sachi tries to wipe her tears away, and Nagi sighs and drags her out. "Sachi, come here for a bit," and takes her by the hand, leaving the other girls just sort of sitting there. Hiro's kind of uncomfortable. I think Hiro's in the most uncomfortable spot here. Anyway, Nagi sits Sachi down on a bench outside, and as Sachi tries to stop her tears, Nagi just lets her in the know. "Sorry, I know it must have been a shock, but this is just a fake ceremony, all right? We're just having a photo shoot for a pamphlet for Seigawa-san's shrine." And Sachi just reveals, "I know," which okay, that's just a dick move there. And Nagi's sort of stunned. "Huh? Then why?" "I don't know, but I just don't like it." And Nagi sighs and is not going to really let that go. "You think I'll take that for an answer? A lot of people worked hard to make today happen, And you messed it all up. Don't you have any idea of that?" And Sachi counters, "If it's just a fake wedding, then why did you have to do it? You were never like this before. Normally you'd be all pretend wedding ceremony? What a waste of time. I'm busy studying. Wouldn't you?" I mean, yeah, but you know that he's had a crush on her for a long... Sachi's aware that now he has that crush on Hiro, right? She's not been let out of the loop that badly. And Sachi tries to drill the point home. "Don't you have any idea of that?" She's in any way in the right here. And Nagi sort of sits with that as Sachi just pouts. And Nagi tells her, "You might be right." "Huh?" "It's true that up until now I've just had no reason to think about anything else. And that's why I've done nothing but study." And Sachi looks at him. "What are you even saying?" And Nagi continues, "And so, before I knew it, I started to realize that one day, I'll become an adult too." Here's our title line. Interesting little bit here. I don't know. Let's see how that line is sort of used, continuing. As Sachi questions, "Why? Why? I mean, I once knew of nothing but academics. Then I met Amino-san, the girl I was switched at with birth, and was engaged to her. I confessed to my rival Seigawa-san, and Ai-chan, my first love, came back to me. And because of that today, I'm here trying this pretend wedding ceremony out. I came to realize that someday maybe I'll be getting married too, or something. And Sachi just sort of sits with that. And then Nagi thinks, why am I telling my sister all this? I mean, I'm trying to piece all this through. Like, Nagi's sort of thinking back on all of his development over the past kind of 96 chapters. But there's just something about all this that doesn't quite sit right with me. I'm not sure what exactly it is. Anyway, Nagi goes, like, give her a head pat. But if you hadn't said something, I wouldn't have understood it. That's my sister for you. I do appreciate, no matter what Sachi does, Nagi's always like, you're my sister, that's who you are. Or he's not always like that, but he's at his best when he is. Not letting any of Sachi's nonsense through. Anyway, Sachi sort of continues to pout, and Nagi is shocked all of a sudden. Fuck. Because, what happens next? What happens next is he flashes back to Soichiro. If you were to just marry your little sister, it would wrap everything up quite nicely. And Nagi takes his hand off Sachi's head, and what he says is, but since I was switched at birth, and we aren't related by blood, I guess there's a chance you and I could get married too. I should have figured something like this was coming. Doesn't make it better. Does not make it better. And Sachi's stunned and blushes. And Sachi, like, lying through her teeth is just stunned. What are you even saying? Gross! And she hits him. Ouch! Like she's not happy at the thought. It's a gross thought. She's right that it's gross. But, like, that's not how she's feeling. Anyway, Nagi sort of, like, rubs his back where she hit him, I think. You okay now? It's time we head back. Yeah. And then as Nagi leaves, Sachi says to herself, Nagi, an adult? Then how do I get to be an adult? That's a loaded question, Sachi. The answer is not getting together with your brother. I can tell you that right now. The answer has nothing to do with that. Though I have a feeling you might be thinking it is. But it's not. You are wrong. God, Sachi. Fucking Sachi. Don't know what to do with her. Anyway, we come back to the ceremony. Sachi's all apologetic. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused earlier. And the girls all, like, crowd around her. Sachi-chan, you're back! We were so worried. And Hiro tells her, looks like you've calmed down a bit. And Erika just sort of says, it was totally all the stress from those exams, right? Yeah, I wish it was. And I picks up, this was a real thing. This would have been a big deal, huh? And Nagi looks at them all. Are they really tiptoeing around this misguided youth? Thank you, Nagi. Though, you were kind of tiptoeing around her, too. You don't really have the right to talk there, but you are right here. Anyway, Erika, like, claps her hands. So anyway, I came up with this idea all for Sachi-chan's sake. How about we have everyone do the pretend wedding ceremony? No, Erika. Don't let Sachi have a pretend wedding ceremony with her older brother. I don't fucking know. Shocking hero, obviously. Everyone? What do you think? You wanted to do the ceremony too, didn't you? Erika, what the fuck? And Erika generally, I don't think, is, like, super aware of Sachi's feelings for Nagi, so I don't know why the fuck she would suggest this. And Sachi just shocked, huh? That's not... And I, also just sort of wants to take the pretend wedding ceremony pics with Nagi. Indeed, if you're going to take pictures, then it would be best to have more subjects. And Hiro's not really happy with this, but she's sort of being dragged along with it. I see. That's a good idea. We have both Japanese and Western clothes ready in the changing room. And Sachi is stunned. Am I also getting pretend married? Erika tells them, yeah. We can just take turns having our pictures taken with Nagi-kun, right? And And Sachi's just sort of shocked at that, but she's also kind of on board, grossly enough. But Nagi gets on to Erika. That's a ton of work for me. Oh, please, you don't have to hide it. Hide what? And Hiro watches them and sort of sighs. Could it be? I've had my starring role stolen from me again. Yeah, I guess so. Give Hiro a break, just once. Anyway, Erika calls to everyone. All right, everyone, in order. And we see Nagi and Erika in these sort of Western wedding attire. Erika's got a full Western wedding dress and veil. Nagi's like a white tux. Congratulations. And we see Nagi's like trying to bridal carry her, but I guess not doing a very good job of it. As Nagi tells her, hey, Nagi-kun, or Erika tells him, hey, Nagi-kun, you need to carry me the right way. What do you want me to do about it? So heavy. And then we see Nagi and Hiro in the same sort of robes they've been wearing. As Nagi asks Hiro, kind of apologetically, in response to everything that happened, are you really okay with this? This is fine in its own way. And then we see Nagi and I just saw the Stachi thing that kind of skeeved out. Nagi and I, in what I guess is kind of a Chinese-style wedding attire, though I'm in no way familiar enough with that culture at all to confirm. But we have I tell him, I want my wedding to be Chinese-style. And Nagi questions, we're doing the sake oath? They're both holding like sake cups, kind of crossed arms. I guess that's the sake oath. And then we have Nagi and Sachi in their student uniforms. A student marriage in uniform, Sachi asks. I wanted to wear a dress, though. And Nagi questions, doesn't this look more like graduation? Next up, let's try doing the kiss shot. Huh? That's just gross. It's gross on every fucking level. And then we have, it's a weird little thing. I imagine it's meant to be, the chronology here is a little messed up. Because Nagi's, re-changing into all... If it's in the order we're shown, then Nagi has to change back into every single wedding outfit he's in. But anyway, Nagi's sort of shocked. Huh? We're kissing? And Erika tells him, it's pretend, dummy, pretend. You can't have a wedding without one of these, right? And we see, Erika has, her finger on his cheek, like she's just kissed him or something. We see Nagi and Hiro back in their robes, looking like they're about to kiss. Nagi's, visibly shaking. You're shaking, Umino-kun. Even though it's pretend, it still makes me nervous. And then we have fucking... With I'll get back to Sachi in a minute. With Nagi's at, thigh level? He's, holding her foot. I says, somehow this feels extremely nice. What is this even? And then we have the Nagi-Sachi bit. And y'all know how I feel about that. You don't have to push yourself, Sachi. I know already. Here it goes. They're, in each other's arms. And she kisses him straight up on the lips. Stunning everyone. No one else actually went there. And Sachi, fucking incest girl, decides to go through with it. Flying up the stairway to adulthood. Next time, the meaning behind the kiss. Okay. So I normally like this series, as I'm sure y'all are aware, after I've been doing this for, the better part of 100 videos. But I've never been a Sachi fan. Never in my life have been a fan, or at the very least, I've never been a fan of the concept of their romantic relationship. Obviously, because it's fucking gross. We aren't related by blood, even though they were raised together and their dynamic whenever they're not being forced into these romance scenes is very sibling-based. They refer to each other as siblings. They are siblings. By almost every definition of the term. And it's just fucking gross. And I know I'm not saying anything new here. I'm not saying anything I haven't been saying since chapter, 24, when we first had the Nagi-Sachi relationship move from a pretty fun sibling dynamic into explicitly potentially romantic. I've been saying it's fucking gross, because, it's fucking gross. Yeah, it's fucking gross. As Sachi calls him out for it, even though she does go for the kiss in the end. It's just nasty. And there's just something about the way, like, even comparing the various wedding photos, there's something about Nagi and Sachi's poses. They just generally feel more creepily intimate. I mean, I guess nothing is as over the top as the foot bit with Nagi and I suppose. But looking at the base photos, we have, Nagi carrying Erika, which is kind of romantic, it's a romantic symbol, I suppose. And then that doesn't quite compare to what we'll see with Sachi. With Nagi and Hiro, it's sort of very kind of chaste, very it was sort of assumed they'd be advertising when we saw that initial, stock photo. I'm not quite familiar enough with the sake oath to know how intimate that's meant to be. And then we have Sachi sitting on Nagi's lap as he cradles her. Fuck. And then we see that again with the pretend kisses the other three girls do, even with eyes sort of being a bit of a step above. And then, there's distance. To use the old middle school summer camp phrase, they've left room for Jesus in some of these. There's a bit of space. There's not much space, but a bit of space between Nagi and Erika. There's a good deal of space between Nagi and Hiro. The eye thing is just a whole other thing to think about. But then with Nagi and Sachi, they're pressed up right against each other, and it's still gross. It's still just gross. It's just gross. That's my hot take. What was gearing up to be a really fun little mini arc with, furthering that Nagi-Hiro dynamic has just kind of devolved into the show's grossest subplot. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. Y'all know I'm not here for it. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say beyond gross, 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 gross. So with that, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope y'all were able to find some enjoyment of the chapter, I guess. And if not, at least maybe you found enjoyment in the video, maybe. And either way, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!